Welcome to the superpilotish channel. My name is Graham Wilson, and today in my basement, I'm going to be talking all about gloves. Why? Just because it's like, as usual, I can't really figure out what I'm going to talk about. So it's like, oh, well, I got some new gloves the other day. I'll talk about those. So, first of all, a little clarification on the video I did last Wednesday. One of our viewers, Wrench, was saying something about, in the comments, he was saying something between like quality and safety and the difference. And I went back on my last Wednesday's video where I was talking about why Boeing was buying another company, another airplane company. And I was referring to quality things as safety things, and I got kind of mixed up on that. But you talk in front of a camera in your basement, you're gonna make mistakes here and there. So, anyways, yesterday was a cool day, and that's what gave me the idea for talking about gloves. I went flying there to get stay current on de Havilland Chipmunk, so that was pretty fun. Nice weather yesterday. Then I came back and I was pulling some garlic out. So garlic is a little bit early this year. Probably, I think the whole garden is just about 2 weeks early. So I got these gloves. Okay, these ones are the girlfriend's gloves, right? So she got these some gloves like that from my mom, who's been gardening forever, and my girlfriend always liked these gloves, and I always thought, well, I will wear more manly gloves like these things or something. But I tried. She bought a couple of the pairs of these the other day, and I tried them on. They were a little tight, and I don't know. They're kind of like purpley and stuff, so it's a little too girly for me. But anyways, they're also kind of like a little smaller. So I just thought I'd try them out to do a little bit of gardening stuff and pull in some weeds, and they worked really great. So back to the store I went, back to my local home hardware, and I got some of these ones here. So these are my new gardening gloves, and I was using them yesterday to pull out garlic. Just to show you, here you go. They are from Home Hardware. That's a hardware store in Canada, and these are great. They have, like, I don't know if you can see that, they got like a little bit of a texture on the fingers there, and they're pretty good for like pulling out weeds. And look at this, they are protector gloves, or if you're French, protecteur. All right. And so I got these, and they were good for I was pulling out the garlic and then tying it up too. So if you're tying up with using some, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, sisal rope or jute, or that kind of, that brown rough string stuff, whatever that is. It's great for tying all the little knots and things that I used to hang up my garlic. So that's pretty cool. And I thought I will talk about my new gloves because it's kind of neat. And that's about it. Well, not really. Then I thought, well, I can't just talk about these cool gloves that I got. But the other thing about these is that they're really good for if you're pulling suckers off your tomato plants. They're usually, if you're doing that, that's where you get the green thumb, because if you don't have your gloves, then you're picking out these little things off your tomato plant, and your thumb gets all green, your fingers get super stained green. And if you don't know what a sucker is, I will use my excellent whiteboard and I will draw what a sucker is on a tomato plant, just in case you didn't know. So you'll have your tomato plant, it will be growing like this. It will look exactly like that, and then then you have some other little. You got some leaves coming off here, maybe. What's a tomato leaf look like? I don't know. Okay, that doesn't look very good, but we'll try it out. There we go. So you got some leaves here, and it kind of grows up a bit more. Maybe you got some more leaves. Okay, this is looking worse and worse. So there you go. You got your leaves. But what happens is you're going to have right where the leaf is here, you'll have another little thing coming out like that. And that's the sucker. And so that'll start growing into basically a whole other plant. So you can have suckers coming off here, suckers coming off here, suckers coming off here. So your tomatoes can get, oh, that looks like some kind of psychedelic insect, but it's supposed to be a tomato plant. And then and then you get all your leaves here, 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 and then more suckers start coming off. So if you don't stay on top of the suckers, you can have quite the bushy tomato plant. And they say, that's what they say, that makes it so you have kind of smaller tomatoes. And I don't know, and I just don't like the plant to get too bushy, and then it gets hard to go in and pick the tomatoes. So you pick the suckers with your little gloves here, and you're all good. You get your good tomatoes. Make a sandwich. So, anyways, that was about it. And then I thought, well, okay, so much for this show. It's not going to be very long. But then I thought, well, what other gloves do I have lying around? So I was just looking back here, and it's like I found because I got these really old, it was a pretty good glove. I got them from Princess Auto actually, and I don't even remember. Here we go. What's this called? Workhorse work gloves. So these ones here I got from Princess Auto, and they were really good. Like I still got them. They're just starting to get a hole. Where is it? In the back here with the leather with the thumb. And I've had them out. I've been using them for like, oh, hey, Shecky, welcome to the show. We're talking about gloves. And talking about gloves. My gloves are rotten to the core. So anyways, these are really good. They've lasted me 3-4 seasons, something like that. And then I thought, I got to go get some more gloves. And then I come down here. It looks like when I bought them, I bought like 3 pairs of them. So I'll junk those ones and I'll use these, and I use them for cutting the lawn, with the lawnmower to get the absorb a little vibration there. So regular work gloves, so I got those lying around. Hey, Filipino. I'm going to start calling this guy Phil. Okay, here we go. So Shecky showed up and said good day, and then, okay, Filipino working at CVS. I am just going to start calling you Phil. There you go. You got a nickname now. And as a teen, friend's dad had us come over for manual labor. I was the only one who showed up with gloves. I guess it was the only child slave there. Very nice, wonderful story of child slavery there, Phil. Okay, cool. And so I was like, what other gloves did I have lying around? And these ones here, I've had these for a while. These went to really good use. I put in all kinds of wiring up in my attic with these things because crawling around up there, and there's a lot of fiberglass insulation in that, and it was just you got to wear gloves, other you're going to be pretty picky. And these things worked out great when I was crawling around up my attic for days and days, wiring it up and everything. And those are handy gloves. And what else? Yeah, so I got these ones here, which I already showed you, the gardening gloves, mine and the girlfriend's. You can get those in pink and with flowers. But it's like these are usually marketed to women. Well, I guess I don't know. Maybe women garden more than guys or something like that. Oh, I dropped a little piece of paper here. And so there's those. Then I thought, just looking around, it's like, what other gloves do I have? So I was like, hey, I got my motorcycle gloves. So let's talk about motorcycle gloves. So it's the summertime, and so I kind of have 2 different gloves here. So, and I got these rubber gloves that I tried to just put on, and it just ripped. I don't know. Never really used those for anything. I don't even know where I got those from. I think I got them from my parents when they downsized the house, and that ended up in a box with a bunch of other junk. But we got them anyhow. So yeah, it's summertime. So this is what I wear if I'm just going to be, if I'm going to be riding around, like, I don't know. When it comes to motorcycle safety, some people are like, oh, super safety Nazis. And then other guys are like, eh. Like when I was a little bit younger and didn't think about things too much, like I'd just wear shorts and a t-shirt, stick on my helmet and go. But now that I get older, I will wear, even if it's like hot, I might wear a t-shirt. I usually try to wear jeans at least. And because when you wipe out, the first thing you do is you go, "Whoa," you put your hands out to stop yourself, right? So that's where you start. You're going to be skidding on your palms like that. So that's why I figured I got these little kind of, they're a little bit warmer, or a little bit warmer, a little bit cooler, and they're leather. So like, and they give a little bit of cushion here for vibration on the handlebars. And the bike I have now, I have a little bit more weight. It's kind of a more forward leaning position on it, so it's kind of nice to have that little extra bit of cushion there. Although it's getting a little less cushiony, I think I could probably go for some new ones. But yeah, these are. I wear them like this if I'm riding around in the summertime. It's not that much hotter, and if you ever if you ever do a face plant or a palm plant. There we go. I'd rather have this leather going across the gravel than just your bare hands, because we all remember picking gravel out of our hands when we were kids, wiping out like that on our bikes, right? So it's like, yeah, you go a little faster on a motorcycle. So yep, there's those. And then the other gloves I have, I don't wear them quite as much, but these are kind of more of the gauntlet style. So these have a little bit of thinsulate in them, and they're leather too. So this is more like a cold weather riding glove for your motorcycle. Yeah, they fit. They're all in pretty good shape. A little bit of cushion here for the handlebars. And the whole thing, the reason why you want to have the gauntlet for your motorcycle is because you're sitting like this. And if you don't have this part here going over your sleeve, you just get the wind that goes right up your sleeve. So that's why you'll see motorcycle guys wearing gauntlets like a little bit longer there. Keeps the wind from going up your sleeve when you're going through the air like that. So there we go. Or riding along the road like that with the wind going up your sleeve. You don't want that. That gets very cold. So that whole wind chill factor thing, yeah, that's a lot on a motorcycle when it's cold out. So yeah, there we go. There's more gloves. These were just the ones that were hanging around, and I didn't feel like taking a trip out to the garage, so I got a box of it was like kind of surgical gloves or something like that, because it's like they say you're supposed to have. You always see you always see chefs now with those on the cooking shows. They're wearing these black latex gloves, and they're cutting the perfect steak and all that stuff. And then the guys are doing oil changes, and they're wearing these like latex gloves and stuff. And I thought, well, maybe I'll do that and get my hands less greasy when I do an oil change on my bike. So I got some surgical gloves, and I tried putting them on, and then it's like, but you know, you want to take a beer break or something like that, you got to take them off. They get all greasy, and then I don't know. It's like, for me, it's just better just to wipe off my hands on a rag, and who cares? But I don't know. Those are the only other gloves I got lying around, I think. And then you can get into winter gloves too, mittens, and all that other stuff. So I never really thought of too much about gloves until today, just buying my cool little gardening gloves. More and more gloves, cool. And I'm also like super happy I found these bad boys. I'll be swapping them out for my old ones. Should be good for another 3 or 4 years like the other ones. If you have work gloves like this that are kind of fabric on the back, and then it's usually kind of like a cheaper rough leather here, I've found, for me, those last me about one season of gardening, whatever, lawnmower, shoveling, whatever I'm doing there. But these ones seem to be pretty good. I don't know what they are. They are work gloves, workhorse work gloves from Princess Auto. And I got backup now. That's cool. I love having backup, not running out. So, okay. Well, anyhow, there we go. One show about gloves. Let's just see what Shecky's chatting up a storm here. Oh yeah, Rob Halford style. Yeah, that's right. I'm your turbo lover. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Oh yeah, nitrile gloves. Yeah, that's what those things are. The kind of thin surgical gloves type, black oil proof. Yeah, so, and then also lots of folks have allergy to latex. I've heard that, yeah. And we'll put that back up. Yeah, so but yeah, if you do have those, your hands get really sweaty too. So that's kind of weird. That's right. That's right. The turbo glover, you can make all kinds of really bad dad jokes when you're talking about gloves, I guess, and rock and roll. So yeah, I don't know. That's about it. Didn't really talk to you. Didn't have much to talk about. So best of luck with your gloves. And yeah, I'm just I thought it's worth mentioning. Get those gardening gloves that they usually marketed to women with all their little flowers in their pink and stuff like that. But they're pretty good, man. They did notice when I was pulling out a few weeds there too, pulling out some well-developed thistles, and the thistles they did kind of puncture through this rubbery material. So maybe if you're pulling out some weeds that are really, really picky like that, or I guess even if you're like dealing with rose bushes and stuff, you might want to get something with more of a leather palm to them. My 2 cents. There we go. And yes, Shecky, have a wonderful day. I'm wrapping it up here. And okay, today is Wednesday, and I'm gonna do a little research today for a secret project. Well, I don't know, not exactly a secret, but I wanted to do a little bit of research for this show for something, and we'll see how it works out after this. That's about it. I'll be back on Friday because I do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. And hopefully this will end like the other time it didn't end that great when I said thank you for watching. We'll see how it works here. Okay, Shecky and Phil, thanks for showing up and anyone else watching too. Yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.